Wildly colorful, totally craveable, simply spectacular.
Oh God, they're alive.
It's a sensational first.
Let's go, chefs, get it done.
A chopped sweets showdown.
Yeah, sexy.
Donuts, ice cream, cakes, and chocolate. 16 sugar-savvy chefs shooting for $50,000.
Let's do it! Whoa!
Who will be the grand champion?
Slam dunk.
And who will be chopped? As the sweetest tournament in chopped history continues, we turn our attention to donuts. 4 donut pros are here to light up those fryers. First, here's Chef Stephanie Thornton.
I'm coming to win, and this donut master is throwing down. I'm the pastry chef at Blue Star Donuts in Portland, Oregon. Our motto here is donuts for grown-ups. Brûlée! We do alcohol, we do lots of quality ingredients, and lots of sugar. When I'm coming up with new donuts, I love to go rogue. I've come up with a donut that has potatoes and bacon and a spicy peanut butter and jelly donut. When you take flavors that have no business being together and it works, that's where the magic is. I'm obsessed with donuts, and I'm coming to Chopped to prove that I got what it takes. I'm gonna own it. I got you, Chopped.
Next up, here's Chef Taryn Hatton.
I'm the pastry chef for a nationally acclaimed bakery. I've been everywhere in this industry. I started out as a cheesemonger. I worked savory. I worked fine dining.
Oh, yeah.
As a pastry chef, I get to constantly challenge myself every day with new ideas. And when it comes to donuts, they're a great blank canvas for incorporating all sorts of new ingredients. I love a good chocolate glazed donut, but sometimes I'll put foie in my ganache. And I'll just bring it to that next level. For me, winning Chopped will be a piece of cake.
Next up, here's Chef Jewel Johnson.
I am a steamroller in the kitchen, and absolutely nothing can get in my way. I'm a consulting pastry chef in New York City. Pastry's my passion. It's so meticulous, but it's also so beautiful.
I love it. It's beautiful.
And donuts are amazing, okay? Donuts can be anything you want them to be. You can go hog wild with a donut, and it doesn't really have to be in a box. Like, you can have a rosemary cake donut with cream cheese on top. I'm successful because I absolutely obsess, and I never give up until I've achieved perfection.
And finally, we have Chef Caroline Schiff.
I am the chef and owner of Paradigm Schiff in New York City, just like that.
I do recipe development, concepts.
My desserts have really nostalgic flavor profiles, so I love layer cakes.
And I have made thousands of donuts in my career. I love making warm apple cider donuts tossed in the cinnamon sugar. It's the most delicious, nostalgic thing.
I'm perfect.
I'm coming into this with my creativity, all of my technique.
And I am unstoppable.
Welcome, chefs.
Hi.
Great to have you here.
Great to be here.
For this preliminary competition in our Sweets Showdown tournament, there is a donut theme in place.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
There are 3 rounds: sweet, savory, and filled donuts. And to help you with your creations, we've turned our pantry into a dessert wonderland. If you win, you'll get a spot in the grand finale of our Sweets Showdown tournament, where the grand prize is $50,000.
Nice.
Amazing.
Very amazing.
For the first round, we want you to create a sweet donut. There's no time like now to get right to it. Open them up.
Ooh. Okay.
And you'll be working with a donut tower.
My mind is racing. I thought I was going to be making the donuts in this challenge.
Cipollini onions.
I was just like, why? I'm mad about the onions. I don't want to use these. These are beautiful.
Rhubarb. And chocolate ghee.
Okay. This basket is challenging. I just can't figure out in my mind how I'm going to gel all of these together.
Time limit is just 30 minutes. Countdown clock starts now. Manit, Scott, you are joined at the chopping block by executive pastry chef Zach Young. Zach, why have donuts been so hot for so long?
Donuts are a deep-fried blank canvas. It could be frosted, it could be filled, but now donuts have become so much more than just donut and glaze. You know, pastry chefs are taking it to the extreme. They're almost like plated desserts on top of the donut.
Yes, and here, we're looking for creativity. We are looking for something really out of the box.
My strategy for accomplishing a perfect sweet donut is focus on my flavors. And fried donuts tend to be a little heavy, so I'm gonna go for a baked donut. And vanilla and pistachio pair really, really well together. So I'm gonna make a pistachio cake donut with vanilla bean glaze. Competing here is intense, and I know that the women here are a stiff competition. And my plan is to just be better and win.
So cipollini onions. Cipolla in Italian is onion. Cipollini means little onion.
Anything that has onions in it is a real problem when you're trying to make a sweet product like this. Is just cooking it down in something sweet with the rhubarb, will that tamp that down enough?
I think the interesting part about rhubarb is that it does have this tart quality in it. And that tartness is going to tame down the sulfur in the cipollini onions.
Strawberry rhubarb are a classic pairing. So I decide to create a pickled cipollini onion strawberry rhubarb compote and a strawberry hibiscus donut. I take my rhubarb and the onions and get them going in a pot with balsamic vinegar, some brown sugar, and strawberry preserves. Now I'm going to use this chocolate ghee to make a glaze.
Ghee is essentially clarified butter, and chocolate ghee has cacao in it and cardamom, and it is so delicious.
I would probably use it in the glaze, maybe.
I am definitely thinking I want to make a glazed donut, and I think the chocolate ghee is perfect for that. I'm going to make a chocolate ghee glazed donut with poached ginger and rhubarb. I am so excited to be part of a sweets competition. I mean, donuts, they're my thing. So I am coming into this with everything I've got. I want to make it to the finale, and I want that 50 grand.
I'm really confident in my ability to make fun donuts. It's what I do, it's what I love doing, and I want to make a square-shaped donut to do something a little bit different. I'm making a baked chocolate cinnamon donut and an onion rhubarb tarragon compote. At my shop, I love turning fats into powders. And so I'm going to mix tapioca maltodextrin with this chocolate ghee and some of the pink donuts to turn it into a topping. I really want to win. Donuts being my life, I should kind of have it in the bag.
10 minutes on the clock, chefs.
Rhubarb is very good, like if you candy it or if you make it into a jam. And cipollini onions have sweet properties. So I'm gonna make a cipollini onion and rhubarb chutney. I add half a vanilla bean and some coating of these donuts. And then I toast some pistachios in this chocolate ghee, so that way I have a good garnish for my donut. I'm here competing for my daughter, Sienna. I grew up poor, and winning would show her that absolutely anything is possible.
This cake donut batter is kind of bland, so I'm going to mix it with some freeze-dried strawberries.
How you doing, Mama?
It's crazy to be competing against Caroline because she was my first boss in the pastry industry. I can't get these donuts to look nice. It's the runniest batter I've ever dealt with. I love Caroline. I respect her. I still want to beat her.
You got it, girl.
You got it, girl.
I know Taryn, I've taught Taryn, and I know how creative she is. So I'm gonna have to be as creative as her to win. I wanna throw the cipollini onions in with the rhubarb to give them a little sweetness from that poaching liquid so I can caramelize them. And I'm just gonna peel off pink frosting off of that donut tower for a pop of color.
Okay, chefs, you've got less than 5 minutes here.
I'm gonna start making my compote with rhubarb and onions, maple syrup, and I'm adding in some tarragon to try and lighten it up and give it a little kick. And then I pull my donuts out of the oven, and I realize that they are stuck. And I am panicking.
Stephanie's having a really difficult time. She did not spray the cake mold before she put the batter in.
Dummy, dummy, dummy.
This is bad. I mean, I could end up without having donuts on the plate. I'm screwed.
Stephanie is really wrestling.
trying to take my baked donuts out of the pan, and they are stuck.
Stephanie is really wrestling to get those out of the pan. I mean, she's a little violent.
But finally, they come out, and they are not broken, so I am very relieved.
Okay, chefs, 2 minutes.
Come on, guys, let's get this done.
So the clock is running out, and I have got to get this plate together, but something smells wrong. And I turn around, and it's my pistachios. They are burning. I chop as fast as I can. I get the ghee in, and I hope I have enough time to get this done.
I want a bruleed sugar coating on these onions. So I toss them in some sugar and then blowtorch them.
Okay, chefs, 1 minute to go.
So I take my compote, I give it a nice little swoosh in this bowl, and I plate my donuts as quickly as I can.
Come on, guys, we want beautiful donuts.
We are watching the seconds disappear here, chefs. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it. Time's up.
I'm disappointed. I know that the pistachios are raw, so I'm feeling let down by myself.
I'm looking at my dish and I'm thinking it's really, really beautiful. I think I got this.
Chefs, you have arrived at the chopping block. And in the first round, we challenged you to make a sweet donut using a donut tower, cipollini onions, rhubarb, and chocolate ghee. Chef Jewel, what have you made?
Today I have made a vanilla bean and pistachio cake donut and a cipollini rhubarb compote on top of ghee toasted pistachios.
Why do you love donuts?
I feel like donuts just, like, even saying it, everyone's smiling right now. Donuts just make people happy.
Chef Jewel, this rhubarb cipollini marmalade is like out of this world.
Thank you, Chef.
It's sweet, it's tart, and I think the vanilla bean was really smart because it mellowed it all out.
Yes, I love the flavors that you've created over here, but the pistachio nuts could have been roasted longer. And the donuts came across as very, very dry.
Yeah, Chef.
I agree with Manit. I feel like it just needs some fat.
What does this competition mean to you?
It means a lot. I'm competing for my daughter. I have someone constantly looking up to me. And when she does say, "Mommy, I'm really proud of you," it makes my whole world. And I want her to say that she's proud of me.
Thank you, Chef Jewel. Next up, Chef Stephanie.
I made a baked chocolate cinnamon donut with a chocolate ghee donut topping and an onion rhubarb tarragon compote.
How did you turn chocolate ghee into something powdery?
Tapioca maltodextrin just powders fats. I use it pretty often.
I love the powder. What a great utilization of the chocolate ghee. And I love that you decided to give us a square donut. I think it was absolutely beautiful. And the onions and rhubarb, I think they're delicious.
Thank you.
I like the flavors that you've created. I do think the donut itself, although it's cooked very nicely, it needed more fat.
Yeah, your donut could have benefited from a glaze. I'm glazed and confused by this because it's not all coming together for me.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chef Stephanie. Next up, Chef Caroline.
I made a buttermilk chocolate ghee glazed donut with poached rhubarb and a candied cipollini onion.
What are you known for as a chef?
I am known for really classic things with a little bit of an edge. I've done thousands of creative donuts, and people really know me for my hair as well.
Your hair?
Yes, it's kind of old-fashioned, but it's also kind of whimsical and creative.
It's even taller than Scott's hair.
Caroline, as outlandish as your hair is, I appreciate the restraint you used on this donut. Visually, I loved it. It was delicate, and flavor-wise, it all worked together.
Yeah, I like the flavor profiles. You really embrace the acidity of the rhubarb. And I like the charred onion. It's a lot of fun.
Thank you.
Caroline, my favorite thing on this entire plate would probably be the rhubarb. It's delicious, but I mean, there is so much oil.
I think you had a little temperature problem with your oil. If the oil temperature is too low, the donut will absorb the oil. And the one thing that I'm really looking for is the chocolate ghee. I think it's a great idea to use it in the glaze, but I want more of that chocolate flavor, and I think that would have rounded everything out.
And how do you feel about your competition here?
These are all very, very talented women. This woman to my right, Taryn, we actually know each other really well. And so I am a little scared because I know how talented she is.
Thank you, Chef Caroline. Finally, Chef Taryn.
I have made for you guys a strawberry hibiscus donut in a chocolate ghee glaze with a lightly pickled cipollini strawberry rhubarb jam.
Do you remember when you first fell in love with donuts?
When I was a kid, donuts for us was kind of like a Sunday ritual. So instead of going to church, we would go to the bakeries.
Church of the Holy Donut.
Yeah.
Flavor-wise, you're doing something that is like mathematically awesome, where a negative and a negative is equaling a positive. You have the onions and the vinegar, these inherently not sweet flavors, and they're working beautifully together to become sweet. It's like a little mind-blowing, actually.
This sauce, jam, marmalade, it's delicious. But the chocolate ghee was such a beautiful ingredient, and I am struggling to find where that is over here.
Gotcha. Sorry.
I agree with Mani. You embraced everything in the basket with the exception of the chocolate ghee. I really like the texture of the donut as you fried it perfectly.
Thank you, Chef.
Okay. Thank you, chefs.
I have fried like thousands of donuts in my career, and I would never put out like a greasy donut.
There's so many ifs in this competition because you just get the 30 minutes and you're like, if I just blotted my donuts, if I had put another glaze, if I had greased my pan.
If I thought to add more ghee to it, you know.
Yeah, that ghee killed us. Damn.
My donut was quite greasy, but I really want to prove to the judges that I can make a perfect donut.
I didn't anticipate the donuts being so dry, but I want another shot. Hopefully I get to stay.
For one chef, an early exit is in the cards. So, whose dish is on the chopping block? Chef Jewel, you've been chopped. Judges?
Jewel, we loved the rhubarb marmalade that you made, but the donuts came across as very, very dry, and the pistachio wasn't roasted. And for these reasons, we have to chop you.
Thank you, Chef. I'm feeling a little disappointed, but being here showing my daughter that any challenge she has, she should take it head on. I'm still proud of myself, and I know that she is too.
Chef Stephanie, Chef Caroline, Chef Taryn, sweet donuts will always have a tenacious following, but savory donuts are also growing in popularity, and that's what we want you to make.
All right,
Yeah,
let's do it. Bring it on. I've definitely done some savory donuts before. I think they're really fun. I am excited.
Let's see what this basket has to offer. Open them up.
Oh my God. Oh God, they're alive. Are you kidding me?
And you've got lobster.
I have never worked with a live lobster before. I am totally freaking out.
Pink variegated lemons.
Okay. Pink variegated lemons are one of my favorite citrus fruits. They're more floral and a little bit sweeter than normal yellow lemons.
Glazed donuts. And roasted marrow bones.
Bone marrow, I don't eat it. I don't know anything about it. I am terrified. This is so nuts.
Once again, 30 minutes on the clock. Time starts now. Judges, it was bacon donuts that started the savory fried dough craze, but these days there are all kinds of savory donuts, grilled cheese donuts, even fried chicken donuts.
I love the combination of the sweet and the savory, and then you add the fried aspect to it. Come on.
Yeah, but I think this surf and turf donut basket is definitely a challenge. Pastry chefs are used to cracking eggs, not cracking lobsters.
I'm feeling panic. I never work with lobster. As a pastry chef, honestly, no. But a light bulb goes off in my head telling me to make a crab rangoon style donut. So I'm going to make a lobster rangoon donut with a bone marrow donut dipping sauce. Cream cheese is traditional in a rangoon filling, but I can't find it anywhere. So I'm blending together mascarpone, lemon, and chives.
I am pumped. I love lobster. And bone marrow is an amazing substitute for butter. So I'm making a bone marrow poached lobster stuffed donut and a fennel and glazed donut crumble. I cut puff pastry out and I want it to bake and puff up and become as light as possible and golden brown. Bone marrow is fatty, it's creamy, so my mind automatically goes to lobster with drawn butter. I'm going to make a fried puff pastry donut topped with lobster and a garlic bone marrow butter. I'm a pastry chef, but I have worked in savory, so I'm coming into this with all of my creativity, all of my technique, and I'm gonna give it the best shot.
Chefs, 15 minutes to go. Let's talk about this bone marrow. This is cow bone marrow.
It is incredibly savory, incredibly unctuous.
I would love to see that in a sauce.
I'm gonna use the bone marrow with these glazed donuts to make a dipping sauce for my lobster rangoon donuts. And I'm adding in some hot sauce, soy sauce, and avocado for a creamy texture. I'm really confident in my ability to make fun donuts, and I want to show that I don't just have the best donuts in Portland, I have the best donuts in the world.
To make the filling for my donut, I start poaching my lobster in the bone marrow liquid. Add some chopped shallot. I'm up against some really intense, crazy lady competitors. But in addition to my pastry background, I also have a very strong savory background. And that's going to really be an edge over the competition.
10 minutes on the clock, chefs. I love lemon flavor. Variegated just refers to the stripes on the exterior. It tastes like most lemons that you've had, although slightly less acidic.
I'm gonna make fennel slaw with variegated lemon zest, and gonna dress it really simply with a little bit of olive oil, salt, and pepper.
A year ago, I decided to start my own company.
I wanna go to the finale, I wanna win that 50 grand, and I wanna invest that in my business.
To make my rangoon donuts, I mix together the lobster with the mascarpone filling. I'm putting a little filling in the puff pastry, and I keep looking up at that clock, and it's just going so fast, and I haven't even started to fry my donuts.
I don't know if Stephanie's actually going to get these fried in time.
Just under 5 minutes left, chefs.
For my glazed donut crumble, I add some fennel fronds to help temper their sweetness, and then I throw them directly in the deep fryer.
With these glazed donuts, I just want to make a donut crouton. So I get them in the fryer.
Alrighty, calling the 2-minute warning, chefs.
Fry. I'm just watching these donuts, and I'm praying that they are gonna be done in the center. But at this point, I just have to get donuts on the plate.
This is the last 60 seconds of this round.
Go, guys. Come on, guys.
Get it all done.
I mix my bone marrow poached lobster with some dill, some fennel fronds, and diced green apple.
Alrighty, how are those plates looking, chefs? 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Time's up. Please step back.
That's gorgeous.
I look over, and Caroline's donut looks beautiful, but I love my concept. I know it tastes delicious.
These ingredients were really out of my comfort zone, but I think that my donuts look really beautiful.
Chefs, your job was to make a savory donut using pink variegated lemons, glazed donuts, lobster, and roasted marrow bones. Chef Caroline.
Chefs, today I made for you a fried puff pastry donut topped with lobster, pink variegated lemon, fennel and herb slaw with a bone marrow butter and donut croutons.
The presentation is beautiful, and the donut with the lobster, with the variegated lemons, such a beautiful touch. You know, just the burst of freshness is amazing.
Thank you.
I love the play on the lobster and the drawn butter. I think the lobster is really well cooked. My one problem is this large tub of fat.
I'm sitting right here.
Don't talk about me like I'm not in the room.
He's very sensitive.
You know, I wish there were a little bit of white wine, maybe, just something to break it up.
To add insult to injury, it's broken. It's not even a properly emulsified fat.
Thank you, Chef Caroline.
Thank you.
Next up, Chef Taryn.
I have made for you guys a bone marrow poached lobster stuffed donut, topped with a fennel and glazed donut crunch.
The puff, I think, was baked perfectly. You got some softness on the inside, crispy on the outside. I think it went really well with the lobster. This donut crumble, it's sweet, it's salty, it's herby. It's like everything I want.
Yeah, it's delicious. The filling is so flavorful, but if you were going to use shallots, they should have been chopped properly. You have had such beautiful flavors, and then I bite into the shallots, which have not even been treated.
I agree with Minnie. You have to treat the onions. Soak them in vinegar. Do something with the onions, please.
Thank you, Chef.
And why would it be meaningful for you to win here?
So for me, the most meaningful part of this is the cash prize. I left an abusive relationship 3 or 4 years ago with a very large financial debt. So that $50K would literally finally just scrub that slate clean. And Caroline was there for me through a lot of it. So it's like extra meaningful to be up here with her today.
You know what? Good for you that you had the strength to get out. Good for you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, Chef Taryn, thank you. Finally, Chef Stephanie.
I made a lobster rangoon donut with a bone marrow donut dip.
You really severely undercooked your puff pastry. And it wasn't sealed properly, obviously, so it kind of exploded. And I'm not sure mascarpone is the perfect vehicle. It's so heavy, and when you add that deep fried oil, it clearly seeped into the interior.
Yeah. That being said, the filling is delicious. Where did you use the glazed donuts?
It's in the dip.
That is so smart.
I agree. I think this bone marrow sauce is delicious. It's fatty, it's spicy, it's acidic, and I'm like very into it.
Chef Stephanie, thank you.
Thank you.
One chef will not be cooking in the chopped kitchen again. Thank you.
That was just an incredibly challenging set of ingredients.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Lobster is not something I have any instinct for.
Yeah.
And I just had to dive in and go for it. I feel like it doesn't even matter what happens
Right.
in there now.
I'm proud of you.
Got stuff on plates.
Right.
There was one part of my dish that the judges loved, and there was another part of my dish that the judges hated. So I'm really concerned about staying in this competition.
I love Caroline, but she served the judges a tub of fat. So, I mean, I might have a leg up.
So, whose dish is on the chopping block? Chef Stephanie, you've been chopped. Judges?
Chef Stephanie, while we loved the concept of your dish, your puff pastry dough was really undercooked. And the filling leaked out. And so, we have to chop you.
Thank you so much.
Good luck, Chef.
The chopped kitchen is tough, but I'm definitely still the donut master for Portland for sure. Maybe there'll be a lobster bone marrow donut coming down in our future.
Chef Taryn, Chef Caroline, who has the skill to take this thing all the way?
I think I've got it. I had a good teacher.
Oh.
I agree with that.
All right, the final donut baskets are ready. Open them up.
Oh my God.
And we want you to make a filled donut with a donut cheesecake.
This is crazy.
Grasshoppers,
Grasshoppers? Not afraid of Rulebug.
plums, and toe jam jelly.
Wow.
What horrific ingredient is in this jar?
Once again, you'll have 30 minutes. Clock starts now.
All right.
Ted, I can think of no worse name than toe jam jelly.
Neither can I.
But it is tangerine, orange, and elderberry.
It's actually delicious. And I think with the creamy cream cheese cake that they have, that could be a great combination.
Toe jam jelly, it's actually pretty lovely. It's sweet, it's tart, and I think mixing it with the cheesecake and my plums is gonna create a rich yet really bright filling. I'm gonna make a plum and toe jam cheesecake filled donut covered with a grasshopper cinnamon sugar. I am toe-to-toe with my former employee, and she's been such a fierce competitor, so I gotta push so hard.
Going against my mentor is definitely intimidating, but I'm really excited to, take her down. This toe jam jelly is very sweet, and the cheesecake is really one note and kind of bland. So I'm gonna combine them to create a filling for this donut. I'm making a toe jam cheesecake filled donut topped with a charred plum sauce. So I get the plums going in a dry pan. I hit them with some orange liqueur to flambe them.
Whoa!
I felt the heat from that.
Whoa!
20 feet away.
Fire.
Chefs, 20 minutes to get this done.
I think grasshoppers are an amazing ingredient. You can get some salt, get some sugar, and blend it together.
Well, good. You can have ours.
These guys are weird.
Grasshoppers are tough, but one of my favorite donuts is classic cinnamon sugar. And I think I can incorporate the grasshoppers into my cinnamon sugar. So I deep fry the grasshoppers, bring out that natural nuttiness, grind them up into a powder, mix them with cinnamon, sugar, and now for my filling, my plums are cooked down in the jelly. So I just want to puree that real quickly in the blender and get that into my cheesecake filling.
Chefs, 15 minutes to go.
The grasshoppers taste nutty. They've got a really great texture to them. So I decide to use them in my coating sugar for my donut. I serve them in the food processor with sugar, a little bit of orange zest. Winning $50,000 would go such a long way towards paying off all of my debt. It's a life-changing amount of money. I want to go on into the Sweet Showdown finale, and I want to win that $50K.
So this is a completely unique situation. Taryn was trained by Caroline, and yet both of them want to win.
Whoever wins will be going up against fierce pastry chefs. So they do have their work cut out for them.
I am hustling so hard, fine, and Taryn is too, but I've got my eye on that finale, I've got my eye on that 50 grand, and this is my chance to get there. To make a beautiful glaze, I take some of the plum toe jam puree and I mix it with a little bit of powdered sugar.
Okay, chefs, you've got less than 5 minutes here.
Now I need to start filling my donuts with as much of this cheesecake filling as they can possibly handle. But I'm struggling. Oh. They're bursting, they're coming out the side.
Guys, it looks like Taryn is in a lot of trouble.
Oh, boy.
Oh, no.
Stay, stay, stay. This is terrible. This is the filled donut round. I can't give them a donut that doesn't have any filling. So I'm trying to fill these donuts, and they're bursting. But I hide those burst seams the best that I can with a little bit of sugar coating.
Come on, ladies. Who wants to make it to the finale?
1 minute to go.
We're crushing this, Caroline. Whoop, whoop.
I love cinnamon sugar donuts, but I also love a glazed donut. So I covered half of my donuts with the grasshopper cinnamon sugar, and I covered the other half with this toe jam glaze.
Let's go, chefs, get it
All
done.
right, chefs, final seconds of the final round. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Time's up.
This is amazing. I'm so sticky. I'm sorry.
My donuts look gorgeous. I know they're fried really well. They're decorated so beautifully.
I think I've got this.
I'm feeling really good. I think it looks really sexy. And then I look at Caroline's donuts.
That looks beautiful.
And they're beautiful. And I just need to hope for the best.
Chef Taryn, Chef Caroline, the final basket in this dreamy donut competition brought you a donut cheesecake, grasshoppers, plums, and toe jam jelly. Chef Taryn.
What I've made for you guys today is a toe jam cheesecake filled donut that's been rolled in grasshopper sugar and topped with a charred plum sauce.
In the charred plum, what acidity did you add?
I added orange liqueur.
What I really love is the tartness, and the orange has those bitter notes that works very, very well together. I would have liked a little bit more of the filling, but yeah, other than that, this is really well done.
Thank you.
The plums are phenomenal. Professor Plum would be very happy. And then this creaminess of the cheesecake in the center of the donut was awesome. And then the grasshopper sugar, I think, was super smart. Was there a bit of salt in there?
Yeah.
Donuts can be sweet on sweet on sweet. You really need to break up the party. So you have acid, you have salt, and then you have tart creaminess in the center. I mean, this is a completely well-rounded meal in and of itself.
I feel like this, more than any other course, really showcases your talent. So, well done.
Thank you, Chef.
Good stuff.
Thank you, Chef Taryn. Final dish of the day, Chef Caroline.
I made for you a plum and toe jam cheesecake filled donut covered with grasshopper cinnamon sugar and a plum and toe jam glaze.
Your presentation is absolutely beautiful.
Thank you,
I
Chef.
love the fact that you gave us half glazed and the other half grasshopper sugar.
Yeah, that plum toe jam glaze, delicious, tart, and I got a lot of grasshopper. I think you frying them brought out some extra flavor, but I think your filling was a little bit loose.
Yes, the filling is a little bit loose, but also it's really sweet.
Very sweet.
But both of you have given us great final courses here.
All right, the judges have a lot to talk about. Thank you, chefs.
You've proven today that you definitely have what it takes.
I want to win, and I want to go on, and then I want to get $50,000 and then take you out to eat. But I know that if you went ahead, you would totally crush the rest of the competition.
Either way, one of us has got this.
Judges, we asked for amazing donuts. Did the chefs deliver?
Both of these chefs rose like batter in hot oil.
In the first course, Caroline gave us a glazed donut, and then she took the onions and charred it. And I think it was absolutely beautiful. The only problem was that it was a very oily bite.
Taryn's first dish, she used the tartness of the rhubarb to cut the sweetness of the sugar. She is a master at balancing flavors. My only problem was the chocolate ghee went missing. Caroline's second dish. On one side, you had the beautiful lobster salad on the puff pastry donut. And on the other side, you had something that was left over from a pub at the end of the night, that tub of fat. Well, Taryn's second course, that lobster salad was so delicious, but those pieces of shallot, they were too big.
The final round, Caroline did present us with this beautiful donut, half of it with the plum glaze and the other side with grasshopper with sugar and cinnamon. Delicious.
Yeah, I agree, but the filling I found too sweet.
Taryn has such an incredible handle on making sauces with acidity. The white wine vinegar along with the plum was beautiful. There just wasn't enough filling.
Well, one of these chefs is on their way to our $50,000 grand finale.
We know who.
Taryn really brought it in this competition, but my plates were beautiful, they were creative, and I know I nailed it.
I deserve to win because I came with a fire and crushed every round. And who doesn't want to beat your teacher?
So, whose dish is on the chopping block? Chef Caroline, you've been chopped. Judges?
Caroline, in the first course, you gave us that donut that frankly was just oversaturated with fat. In your second course, the bone marrow butter sauce wasn't emulsified, it had no flavor. And then in your final course, the filling was too loose, too sweet, and for all those reasons, we had to chop you.
Thank you, Chef.
I would have loved to win, but knowing that somebody who I taught so much to won, it doesn't get much better than that.
And that means, Chef Taryn Hatton, you are the chopped champion. For your extreme donut dexterity, you get to come back and compete against 3 other Sweets Showdown winners for $50,000. Best of luck.
Good job.
Thank you, guys. Yeah, it was amazing to be competing against one of my best friends and to win. I'm the donut chop champion now, and I'm going to come full force for the Sweets finale, and I'm going to crush it.